the 5 laws of profitable trading. Now, when I was first starting out trading, I got into a little bit of trouble. I was following a lot of trading online chat rooms. I was paying for courses and all this kind of stuff. And I wondered why none of it seemed to work that well. Like on YouTube, these guys would be making tons of money every single week and all this stuff. But when I really took their trading advice and started following their buy alerts and stuff, it seemed like they were barely breaking even, if that. And that was when the market was decent. Now, luckily, I was following them when it was a good market, so I didn't lose a ton of money, but I didn't make much either. And I finally got so sick and tired of it. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to look at all the best traders in history and to figure out what they did so that I can copy it. And see, I thought it was all about the method of trading, like trading some secret strategy or some secret news or looking at insider buying or whatever it was. But it turns out that was not the case at all. I've spent hundreds of hours studying the best traders in history, and they all had different strategies pretty much. But I found 5 things that every single master trader did. And that is what I'm calling the 5 laws of profitable trading. Now, I'm not a master at trading at all. I'm just on the path, on the journey of becoming a master trader for myself. And these are the things I've found, so hopefully you can find some value in them because I really think these are the things we need to be focusing on. No flashy editing in this one, guys. And so I know you real ones will watch to the end of the video anyway. So let's just get into it. I got some raw value for you guys today. And the first law of profitable trading is focusing solely on one setup. Now, it confused me so bad because when I realized that all these different traders were using different methods and different setups and different styles of trading, but they all seemed to be very profitable. And then I realized that they focused heavily on that one setup. They spent like 1,000 hours plus studying all the different variations, when those setups happen, and all the different characteristics of that kind of setup. You have to understand that trading is an exponential game. So it's a lot more important that we go deep into one setup than knowing a bunch of different setups just relatively well. Because every couple of extra percent that we make ends up compounding massively. So it is going to pay quite literally millions for us to really focus on one setup. The second thing is every single trader that was really profitable, they ended up having strict rules for selling. So no matter what they were trading on, fundamentals, technicals, news, they all had a point where they would sell no matter what. They had a point where they knew they were wrong and they got out immediately. The majority of the time, the market is not that favorable for making a ton of money anyway. The real masters that are still here from 20 years ago and the ones making multi-millions are the ones who are good at keeping money. That means no matter what style you do to trade, make sure you have strict rules where you sell no matter what. Do not let your emotions ruin your account. Law number 3. The best traders know exactly when their setup is good in the overall market environment and when their setup is not so good. The secret there is that when we know our setup is working, we can go really hard and start taking big positions and making a ton of money. And if we know the market is not favorable for our setup, that way we can save as much money as possible for those good periods. Like, this is the difference between amateurs and masters. And the 4th law that I found that almost every single great trader did is they track everything. They track their trades, obviously. They track their emotions. They track what the market was doing at that time. They track everything, guys. Why? Because like I said, this is an exponential game, guys. So every single 1% better we can get, we're going to make tons off of that 1% because it's going to compound and it's going to get better and better. The downside of that is if we're getting worse, we're going to just start snowballing out of control and lose a ton of money. So when we track everything, we know the truth about our trading and we see those little holes where we can improve what we're doing and get better. And making those small improvements may not seem like much, but over years, that can be the difference between making, a couple 100,000 and a couple tens of millions. And now the 5th and probably the most important thing, the best traders take full responsibility for everything that happens to their portfolio. They do not blame anyone. They do not blame any circumstances. They take the responsibility. Now, what that does is that gives the power to you. If you're somebody who blames, taxes, government, any kind of that stuff, whatever people love to blame these days, you're basically telling them, hey, you have power over me, and I do not have the power to change my circumstances. That is so important, especially in trading, because it's a single player game, guys. Like, you are in charge of your portfolio. You cannot blame anyone else, or else you're going to start losing a ton of money and you're not going to improve. Now, whether you're a struggling trader just trying to just start out, or you're somebody who actually makes some pretty good money trading, we can always be improving, guys. We need to have that mindset that we need to get better each and every day, because it will pay off in the end. For those of you that are still watching, you guys are the real ones. Thank you guys. And I hope you got some serious value from this video, because I know it seems kind of trivial, but these things really are the things that make or break our trading. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna be working to try to do all these things that I just listed out so that I can be a very profitable trader too. See you guys in the next video.